separates the strong from the weak. That's just the way that the line gets drawn.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 10 Minute Misconduct. We are an unofficial FPHL podcast. We heard you guys loud and clear. We have an awesome guest for you tonight. We got Ed as our other host, and we have Lucas Helland joining us. So how are you tonight, Lucas?
I'm back. Welcome.
I'm outstanding. Thank you for asking, guys. I'm pumped to be on. It was my phone blowing up and people telling me I needed to get on this podcast, and you guys were talking about it after I was on for briefly last year. So I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. Just forewarning to our viewers tonight, we're kind of battling some tech demons. So if there's a little bit of lag or delay, we're doing our best to work that issue out. So just bear with us. But as Lucas mentioned, he was on the podcast last season. So for our newer viewers, if you go back and you check out the Joe Pace episode, he was on there at the end. But the first thing I wanted to mention was you're still looking pretty, and I really, really want to talk about your time in the penalty box when you and Bassie were together.
Aww.
Yeah. I assumed that was gonna get talked about. So I didn't like what happened, and he came and grabbed me from behind and started throwing punches before I even got the chance to turn around and take a look at who it was. And then at the end of it all, I was still looking pretty, so I let him know. thought it was pitiful.
Well, we got a great clip of that. I don't know who posted it, but man, if they sell I'm Still Pretty merch, I'm definitely getting one of those t-shirts.
The t-shirts, the banners, I never thought that would be something that would be be on banners and t-shirts in reference to me, but I'm glad that the fans are loving it.
Give you a nice little commission out of it, a little cut. After your payday.
Well, no, the fans are awesome. So they're making stuff and just giving it out to people to have, and people are making their own stuff too, and it's awesome.
Out of all the stuff that you've seen the fans make, do you have a favorite thing that you've seen so far?
Yeah, I definitely do. We have a family that's a booster as well, and ended up making a cup that has like my signature on it, and like it looks like it's written in like a gel pen. It's like a coffee cup, like a thermos cup, and it has just a bunch of cool logos and cool stuff printed on it. It's just all the sayings, and me with my hands up and stuff. So it's good.
That's
I like
great.
that.
Maybe we should get her to put one on one of those Stanley cups. That's the craze right now. That'll go for at least $500 or whatnot. Stanley cup and your autograph. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, those Stanleys are getting popular.
So like after all that stuff, can we expect any receipts for Bassie in the future?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I says after the little scrum between you and Bassie, can we see or expect any receipts to come in the future for Bassie?
I'm sure that he has receipts that he wants to cash in on, but yeah, sure, we'll all handle business if it comes to it, but I'm not worried about that guy.
That's cool.
So we have a lot of fan questions in the chat, so you'll see me look over from time to time. So I promise I'm not being rude. I'm just reading. But Allison Wentz, I want to ask this question because I actually had a similar question. She said, since you were born in Billings, Montana, would you be interested in any other sports or just hockey?
Yeah, that's a good question. So growing up, all my friends played football, basketball, and I was always, hooping at the local elementary school that was close by, and we'd all go there. And I mean, even as we got cars and stuff, you'd pull up to the school and turn the lights on and play 5-on-5 late at night. And it's always something like cannot shoot a basketball, but I can dribble and play the game. Um, I never did. I never played other than soccer when I was like 3 years old. It's a time consuming sport. It's expensive. And at this point, if you want to be elite at it and you want to grow in the game, it's a year round thing. And at some age you got to pick, but yeah, no, I never played any other sports. I'm getting into like combat sports recently and training just to be just to be not just a weapon on the ice, but it's a good skill set to have. And I enjoy that culture and respect the sport a lot.
So, with the training that you're doing, I was going to ask because so last year was your first year in the Fed, and I've seen big improvements just in the one season, especially with fighting. And I was wondering if Joe Pace has been a mentor or what kind of training you have been doing, because I can definitely tell weapon on the ice is accurate. And I believe that every team kind of picks their villain for their rival team, and it seems like you have been kind of targeted as the villain of Mississippi.
I feel like I definitely have to. I don't shy away from it. As far as the training stuff, I never trained combat sports growing up, and it was something that over the summer I thought of just adding in, to help prepare for the upcoming season. And I ended up falling in love with it a bit. I haven't been able to train during the season as much as I thought I would or would like to, just because of the schedule and trying to stay healthy. But it's something I enjoy, and I think everyone should do it. I think everyone at some point should take a boxing class or, just step in that environment, and because it's good. You learn a lot about yourself, and it's hard. It's one of the hardest things I've done.
Ed, do you have a question?
No, I'm just trying to get their delay down. But yeah, that's fine. So I know that you like the combat sports and all stuff. What player in the league do you idolize, or what fighter in the league do you idolize their fighting style with?
Player in our league?
Yes, or SPHL. You can go both leagues. That's fine.
I got to be honest with you. I don't really idolize anybody in our league when it comes to fighting. I'm looking at guys that, guys like Revo and some of these young guys coming up in the game, Wi-Fi and stuff. I like watching those guys. But as far as guys in our league, I'm not really looking at anyone, and obviously I'll, see what kind of fighter they are and what they like to do, but I'm not really, other than, the stuff Joe's showing me at practice, I'm not really looking to anybody in our league for advice on it, I guess.
With being a
Now, is Joe showing you fighting stuff? Sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
Since you said just Joe, is he showing you both styles? Is he showing you the wrestling style and the fighting style, or are you getting the pile drivers and all that stuff down too with Joe?
Oh yeah, Joe showed me it all. He loves showing giving the people's elbow and stuff. But as far as the on ice stuff, it's more just certain grabs and stuff that you learn over the course of 20 years, right?
With being a fighter for for your team. What are you able to speak on your thoughts on the new rules that the league has implemented mid-season? They just kind of dropped them, and I believe Mississippi is the first team that's really been affected by the new rules.
Yeah. It's not like it's one of those where I don't make the rules, so at the end of the day they are what they are, but it's, in my opinion, it's a tough look. Like I don't understand why our coach is getting suspended if other guys are. Doesn't make sense to me, but that's the rules and we got to play by them now.
Do you think that will change the way the game is played in the league?
Yeah, good question.
No, not at all.
We got another question in the chat.
I don't think it'll change the game or.
Yeah, your approach to the game.
We have another question in the chat.
I mean it's gonna make guys think twice before.
Go ahead and finish. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. No, I just meant it's not really going to change the game, or you're not going to see no fights now, but it's definitely going to make guys are going to be aware of it, and in certain situations you might not see something happen where it would, but I don't think it's going to affect it too much.
A chat question. What team do you hate playing against the most, or least?
Man, I hate everybody. We play Baton Rouge so much, so there's some natural bad blood that gets going with those guys, but I would say I like playing against teams like Columbus. They're a good hockey team, and they also play a hard style of hockey as well. They're pretty similar to the group of guys that we have. So we have good battles, and I look forward to those games. I don't hate it, but I do hate playing Baton Rouge a million times throughout the year.
There's just so much you can see of one team, right?
Right. But the rivalry is good, though. It's been good for our fans and their fans.
Anna, go
I
ahead.
agree. Yeah. So with the tech issue, I don't know if you might want to try joining from your phone, Lucas. It could help with the lag issue. If you want to try that, we could kind of discuss some of the breaking news throughout the league while we wait for you to come back. Would you be able to do that?
Yeah, I can do that right now.
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's do a lag check. Hi.
I think so with everything that's going on in the league, there's been some breaking news. I'm sure that most of the people watching are already aware, but Daniel Asberry has been suspended indefinitely.
Yes.
There wasn't a lot of reasoning why. Some people are speculating it's because of the new rules. Some people are speculating it's because of something he said on his podcast. And if you haven't checked out his podcast, him and AJ, they've got a great one, so go over and check them out. We're hoping to have him back on in the near future, and maybe he can talk about a little more of what's going on. But I have reached out to the league, to two people, including the commissioner. And unfortunately, the commissioner, unfortunately, he's not my biggest fan, so I don't typically get many responses from him. So at this time, I don't have anything to offer on that. And then the other gentleman I spoke with, I believe his name is Andrew. Hey there.
Oh, the Sarge. The Sarge. Yes. Good luck to you, Anna.
Good luck, Lucas Anna, should be back live in just a second, but we don't really have too
I mean,
many answers. However, we did
I
see
mean,
that.
at this time, does it make any sense? These rules? I swear that they make these rules up just so the like league higher ups can have something to look at later on, like what we were talking about earlier, like on the shit talk. It makes no sense. Some of these, it's like I think the league goes quiet for too long, and they make up these kind of rules, and it's been like this for quite a while. Where I think they do that just to get people talking. But I'm sorry, Anna, go
Hey,
ahead.
okay. Looks like we have Lucas back. I just wanted to touch on one other point really quick. Watertown, I believe on Instagram, put out a statement that they're backing Daniel Amesbury, which is kind of cool considering, he's coming from the hat tricks. But there's also a petition out that at the time we started this live had over 100 signatures. So, I know that not everybody in the league is an Amesbury fan, but this could also
What
affect players
what is
from
the
your own team.
what is the petition trying to accomplish for those that not, didn't see the petition? What is it trying to accomplish?
I'm not 100% sure on that. It was something that was sent to me right before we went live, but I believe it's to keep him in the league, but we'll have to check back and look at that. But let's get back with Lucas. So thank you so much for joining and coming back. Sorry about the tech problems, but
I can't see you right now, but I hope to hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
mhm. Yeah, and I think the lag issue was fixed. So I did want to touch again briefly on Montana. I spent a summer there, and it's an absolutely beautiful place to live. Um, and from there, I know that you played NA3 for 4 seasons. Are you able to talk anything about, did you ever have a tough time with a coach, or do you have any advice for our junior players?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a tough time with a coach before. Every player does at some point. But I could say just the biggest thing about like junior hockey is just being able to recognize where you're at. I mean, playing in a tier 3 junior league like I was, you're a small fish in a big pond at that point, and you gotta be working on your game and doing things that other guys aren't willing to do, and you gotta have something in your game that stands out if you want to go to college or move on to minor pro.
Can you tell us about your transition from juniors into minor pro?
Yeah, that transition for me was a little unexpected because the plan was to go to school for quite some time, and I just realized that where I was at in life and what I wanted to do was at the end of the day play hockey, and if I was going to school, that was going to be probably my main focus apart from the degree I wanted to get. But I didn't see a need in going to school, and it wasn't like I was, had these D1 scholarship offers at the time to where I could be like, oh, that makes complete sense. It was a lot of schools out east that are pretty expensive, even with the scholarships that you can get in NCAA. And so
What were you trying to pursue?
I decided to take 5 months. I gave myself 5 months after my last year junior, and I was like, you're gonna grind it out and either make it in this league or maybe it's time to look at doing something else. And I believed wholeheartedly that I was going to play pro hockey. I remember talking to my mom and even people around the rink, and they're like, what are you doing this coming season? And I'm like, I'm playing pro hockey. And they'd always ask me, okay, for who? Like, who are you talking to? And at the time I didn't know anyone. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. I was just working my bag off and knowing that I was preparing for something and I was going to get my opportunity. And that opportunity came, and I ended up in Mississippi, and it all worked out.
You mentioned that you were in school for a little bit, for a short time. If it wasn't for hockey, what would you like to be doing instead of hockey if you didn't have hockey in your?
Yeah, I mean, initially, I guess the thought was sports management, maybe getting into the side of the office, like that side of sports, being an agent. I couldn't tell you though. I'm sure just like everyone else, I would have gone and taken a couple of classes and changed my major the next day. But Uh, yeah.
Come on, come say
Um,
hi.
before I go shout and all
Come
stuff,
on.
I was gonna ask you, besides like the southern teams and all stuff, what teams up here in the north would you like to look forward to playing most? Like from Port Huron, Danbury area, what team would
Yes,
you like to see?
we've played Port Huron. Um, I guess I would see what Danbury's looking like again. Really, like I think the threat in the league is in our division at the time. Like right now, I think Carolina and Columbus are the teams that we want to beat, and going up and playing those teams last year was good. Seeing new parts of the country, but I don't miss the road trips up to New York.
Oh no.
So, this is kind of a little bit about, or we were just talking, but so I know that you used to play for the Ice Bats, which is in the Southern Division for the NA3, and I currently billet for them. And there's a couple of Rhinos in the chat watching, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Bruce and Zach. So hey guys, make sure you listen to Lucas. He's got some really good advice for you for your future.
Of course, and that's an awesome
Yes.
place to play, especially at that level in El Paso. There, they have a good barn, good fan base.
Yeah, we get a little rowdy.
I guess
Yeah,
in your opinion, just one quick question. In your opinion, which is a better league, the NA3HL or the USPHL?
I think it's a problem that you find with Tier 3 hockey now is that there's so many teams in both of those leagues. You got 50, 60 teams
Yes.
and both. And so I think the top teams in each of those leagues could be playing at the Tier 2 level. Like you got a lot of guys that should be playing at a higher level and are good hockey players. And then you got, some guys that are coming out of high school hockey or single A or double A that are getting chances, which is good. That they get a chance to move away from home and take a shot at it. But it makes it a little watered down. But I would say, I played in both. Yeah, I played in both. Yeah, just the top teams and both is where you want to be.
Right. Because it seems like some teams invest more in their players and their time than others in the league. So you can tell by the stats. So
Yeah, and it really depends on the organization as well. There's good and bad organizations in both those leagues. I would say the USPHL is a little bit better if you want to go play Division 3, just because there's so many schools where a lot of those teams are out east. But then now that the NA3's expanded that way, and they've expanded out west, so there's teams everywhere. Just depends where you find yourself at.
right.
We've got some more fan questions. What has been your favorite place to play outside of Mississippi?
Outside of Mississippi.
Maybe like an opposing team's barn.
Oh, okay, so within the league.
Yeah.
I like being booed, so Zydeco fans love to boo me, so I'd probably say Baton Rouge. I like playing. They got a nice barn and a good atmosphere, and it makes for good hockey.
Yeah, some of the Baton Rouge fans, you are a hot topic on the fan pages and the Trash Talk page. So, if you could say anything to your haters right now, because I guarantee there's some here watching you, what would you say?
Hey, I love you guys. Makes it fun. It makes it interesting. Maybe if you see me outside the ice, know that at the end of the day, I'm a hockey player on the ice, and you could hate me and attack me with words and stuff then, but maybe just have a conversation with me if you catch me walking around the rink, and you'll come to find out I'm a pretty chill guy.
I think that's the same staple that we have with all the people that we have on our show. Is
Absolutely.
that all you guys are sweethearts pretty much off the ice, but you have to put your battle gear on ice. Otherwise, what's the point? So
Well, you gotta flip a switch at
exactly.
the end of the day. There's a side of me that obviously you guys get to see, but I turn that off when I'm off the ice.
That's good.
Absolutely. I even said since last season that you're one of the nicest people that I've talked to in the Fed. And, I think it's actually kind of badass that you can go from being the nice guy to like putting someone to sleep on the ice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think it just speaks to how you should be as a man at the end of the day. Like, I think you should have a sword and know how to sheath it at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. I mean, otherwise, then what's the point of having a competition if you're just saying, go out there, shake hands. My bad, you have the puck, enjoy it. It wouldn't be much of a game. So we definitely get it.
Can you tell us about a good prank or a road trip story, something a little wild? Nothing to get you in trouble, but just something the fans might want to hear.
A good prank or a road trip story. I don't know why this one just popped into my head, but we were outside of, I think we're just maybe inside Alabama. We're somewhere at a gas station. We'd been sleeping, coming back from I forget where, and we wake up and we realize we're at the gas station. So all the boys at the front of the bus, we like have all of our shoes, and they're all scrambled, and you got to find yours and look under seats, and so I just instantly grabbed I grabbed 2 flops that I could find. I don't even think one of them was mine, and 2 different ones, probably on the wrong feet too, and just because how tired. And I walk in the gas station, looking rough, sleeping on a bus for 10 hours at that point or something like that, and I come out and all the boys are laughing at me, like kind of like saying I look homeless and stuff. Lindy's giving me a bunch of shit, and then this actual me and asked if he could have my shoes. I was like, they're not even mine, man. It's like you're gonna have to ask this guy. The boys got a kick out of that. But a prank, I can't. We do always. I can't think of one right now. I wish maybe come back to me on that.
Okay, we can do that.
You played Port Huron last week, correct? Or is that Baton Rouge? I'm trying to figure that out right now. Is that Baton Rouge? I think last week.
I think we might again be having a little bit of
we
tech
played Baton
issues.
Rouge last week.
Baton Rouge.
All right. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out trying to figure out if it was in Mississippi or Baton Rouge, the whole Asberry incident with the fans sticking between the glass. I thought it was Mississippi, but I could have been wrong.
Yeah, it was Mississippi.
Okay, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just to know if he had any input on that then.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was Port Huron.
Yeah.
That was take on that guy's part. I mean, for the fan, don't stick your hand through the glass, and for him, just be aware.
Can you tell us how you deal with fans? I'm sure, chirping's fun, but I do know there are times where it gets taken too far. Just an example, this past weekend, I guess these fans were chirping a player and he squirted water, they dumped a beer, he broke a stick. It was a whole nightmare. So have you ever been in a situation like that? And if so, how do you deal with unruly fans? And I don't know if you want to try maybe switching off your Wi-Fi. Maybe your data can pick up.
And not react to my.
All right. Well, how many people do we have in the chat room? And is there anything that anybody wants to discuss when he comes back with us?
Yeah, we've got a good amount of people in the chat. I can read through. We can get some more questions. But hey, you're looking pretty clear. Are you able to hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Am I good?
Yes, there's no lag.
Yep. Yep. So I think you were able to hear my question, but I'll ask it again. How do you deal with unruly fans or just, the chirpers that take it a little bit too far, get a little bit too personal?
Well, I need to learn how to, and I'm trying to learn, especially a couple of these past few weekends, just biting my tongue myself and knowing at the end of the day, like, just let them talk. Um, but sometimes it does get out of hand. You're talking about people throwing beer on you and stuff, and at the end of the day, it's just be respectful, be a decent human being, and understand that I don't get the fans that especially the guys that are like talking about how he'll beat me up or he'll do this or that to me, and then it just keeps it going when at the end of the day, I guess that's not gonna happen, buddy. So sometimes fans just take it places it shouldn't, and at the end of the day, both sides have to be respectful.
I know that you said that when you're talking about you just getting into this league and all that stuff. Say 5 or 6 years down the road, where do you see yourself? Of course, you probably want to end up in the show at the end of the day, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 years and all that stuff? And what league or what team would you like to find yourself playing for?
So right now, I'm focused on here and now and winning a championship with this group of guys. But eventually, at the end of the day, I want to use hockey to travel the world. And so maybe end up overseas at one point and just have new experiences and just see where the game can take me. And I want to network, but at the same time, I want to play at the highest level. So, I think the coast is with an NHL club, and at the end of the day, if you don't believe it, it's never going to happen.
Right, you got to manifest it.
So I see a really fun question in the chat. I haven't seen this one before. So it says, if you were stranded on a deserted island for 7 days with 3 teammates, what teammates would you choose to be stranded with? Are you able to hear me?
Hello?
Oh, that is an interesting one. Probably Wong's.
Hmm?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Broken though, but we can hear you.
Hey, yeah, we're just having a lot of tech issues with connection. I think if it's okay with you, I know there's still more that we want to talk about, that maybe we could wrap for tonight and figure out something.
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
It's only fair to Lucas that we have a decent show and all that stuff. So I feel that's a great idea, Anna. That way we can bring them back. We get all our screws tightened and all that stuff and work on there.
Yeah, Lucas, if it's okay, I'll get with you after the show. And would you be willing to want to come back on and maybe do this again? And hopefully we can get the Wi-Fi and the techie issues worked out.
We apologize to you. I know it took time out of your
Yeah.
schedule and all that stuff, so we do apologize to you on that. And thank you for coming. So if you would, that'd be great.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, Lucas. Again, we're super sorry.
Guys.
We would love to do this again. We're sorry to the fans. It's just sometimes things happen. We do have some. Perfect. Yeah, I will call you after. We can set it up, and yeah, we'll get this. We'll get this for you guys. So thank you to the fans that showed up, and we got some really great fans coming up in the.
Mark.
Yeah. Yep, we got some good players coming on. We've got Jake Schultz from the Bears. We've got Dustin Henning, the captain from the Watertown Wolves. Kunetsov. We've got a lot planned for the future. But we're going to get Lucas back on, and we hope you guys will join us. So you guys have a great night, and we'll catch you in the next one.
And again, we appreciate your time.
Winners never quit, and quitters never win. Even if you take a few licks on the chin, just keep your head down and carry on. You fight like hell, turn the other cheek. It's what separates the strong from the weak.